Okay, so let's see how GPT-4 does in writing articles. We already did a nice quick video on what it does with video input or image input, visual or multimodal input. Really impressive. And now we're going to see, we're going to give it a challenge that many have been struggling with Chat GPT 3 and 3.5 related to writing a large article. Long form article. So I thought I'd give it a try. And here's what I'll tell you this. I'm impressed. And I'll walk you through exactly why. Whether or not you tend to want to use it this way or not, you may have strong feelings one way or another. I'm just going to go over the facts and you see what its capabilities are, and they're quite impressive. It's a game changer for sure. It's what people have been saying, and I'm now seeing it for myself. So GPT-4 and how does it write a long article. So I asked for it, I gave it a persona. I told it to write in the persona, pretend it was Don Draper of Mad Men. So that's the kind of persona you're going to see it write in. And I asked it to write an article based on the importance of branding for companies of all sizes. So it started with the table of contents. You can see it here, quite extensive, nice and comprehensive. I asked it to give it 10 examples of companies with great brand identities, and finish up with a nice little FAQ to summarize things. So I say go ahead, and it did, and it started to present. Now I wanted an article, I had said I wanted a 2,000 word article, so keep that in mind. I just arbitrarily chose that as something that's considered long form and will give it nice comprehensive contents. So you can see it started right away based on the outline, gave me the introduction, and started with the right subheadings. Now, if something funny happened, it kicked over to making some of the subheadings in CSS mode and Python and Rust. It got a little bit out of control that way, but that was small in comparison to what it used to do when it used to lose its mind. So went through it. All the subheadings are there. That's the important part. Is it wrote a little blurb, concise description based on the subheadings, and you can get into more detail, but I felt it was enough for a 2,000 word article. So it went, and occasionally, as we know in the past, sometimes it runs out of gas and you just basically tell it to continue, and it picks up where it left off. So continuing on down that road, and it got into the 10 examples. I really like the examples they chose, and the description as to what they do, what makes them different, what's their brand, and how they got there. And then again, it ran out of gas. I asked it to continue, did a conclusion, continue, and it went through the FAQ section. Now, what was interesting is the FAQ section that it gave me in the end. First of all, put it out of order. It's supposed to be in area 6, and 7 was supposed to be the conclusion. So it messed up the order a little bit, but it did a really nice job on the FAQ. It just didn't match up with what the original FAQ was, which is, I believe, was supposed to be only 5 questions, but it gave me 10 anyway. Nice and extensive. That's what you see. So what I did was then I took this and I went ahead, I wanted to see how many words generated, and I went ahead and put it into my just a text file, and within there it made it easy to just take out the CSS code, or just the request for CSS. It really wasn't much of anything, so I stripped it of that, trimmed it down, and then I put it into the word counter, and it came out with 2,143 words. So more than 2,000 words, which is, if you've struggled with that in the past with ChatGPT, you know how hard it was to get it to do that. And it didn't hallucinate, it didn't lose its mind. All it needed was a prompting to keep going. Very impressive. And you got the branding, you got the keywords that are all used there, and demonstrated. So what I went ahead then is I went and kicked it over to Grammarly and said, okay, I'll take it, copy it, and see how Grammarly looks at this. And look at what Grammarly gave it as an overall score, 93. And when I went ahead and looked at mentioned there was 15 alerts for correctness, most of this is capitalization or just suggestions on writing. Like it's really small stuff. As far as clarity, it's mostly clear, engaging, very high, delivery just right, style all good. And then, of course, we always want to check plagiarism. And so I went down to plagiarism, and as you can see, it's very, very low. It's a great article, totally original. Sure, in this article we'll explore the importance of has been used in many other articles, but you can see an amazing job, I gotta say. First time, first article, first try, and you know, is it going to win some awards for its marketing ingenuity and daring do? I don't know. You have to decide that for yourself. What I can tell you is the accuracy is there. It didn't lose its mind and hallucinate. It gave you something that was nice and concise, useful, and honestly almost publishable. You got to go in through, you know, I know in the past you'd had to go in through to do a lot of checking and adjusting. This is impressive. Anyway, that's much more exploration to come. I'm going to give it a good run, give it a kick and see what we can get out of it. But right now, first try, I'm impressed. Thought I'd share.